It's tea time! I just wasn't feeling coffee for some reason, and looking at the cupboard that has all of my different teas in it, realizing that I'm going to be moving soon, I decided to look through and see which ones don't have very many tea bags left or very much loose leaf tea left, so that maybe I can finish it off before I move, and that way I don't feel like it's being wasted. But I read something once, and I've had people say that this is not true, but it's still stuck up here, and I don't know whether or not to believe it. But I read before that at the 6-month point is when the tea leaves aren't as good anymore. So a lot of people throw out their tea at 6 months. But I don't know whether or not there's a justification for that, like whether it depends on the tea, on the leaf. I don't know. But every time I've had a tea for longer than 6 months, I always think, should I throw this away? But I don't. I normally don't. I just keep drinking it. But, like, I think that there's a psychological thing there now where I'm like, is it as good as it was before? I don't know. I don't know. Like, there's literally a day difference. Like, at the exact 6-month point, I'm like, oh, this is markedly worse. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, so this is the last of my tea from Ukraine, and that's very sad, but it'll be good to actually drink it, because I like it a lot, and it tastes very different from the other green tea that I have, and it was just like a basic green tea in a Ukrainian supermarket. So, it wasn't a supermarket, that's bad, poor choice of words, but like a grocery. And I don't know what's different about it because I can't read it. So I don't know whether or not the box used to say, like, that it was a certain specific type of green tea. I have no idea. I don't know, but I do know that it's very good. That the Ukrainian green tea that I got is very good. So there you go. Okay. Can we talk about my hair for a second? I know that I talk about my hair a lot. My hair and food are like the most common topics by far. But I was thinking about this today, and I talked for a long time about the people that I work with the people that I work with, not about them, because that would be silly. So I was talking about the people that I work with and their hair. No. Talking about my hair, but with them. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move past all of this. So, I will remind you that not too long ago my hair was like dark green, like dark teal maybe, and in not very much time at all it has faded to this, which is like, I'm not sure how much the webcam like changes colors, because Lukagen and I have talked about this a bunch, that we both have, well, at least I typically have red hair, and it always shows up as brown. Like, there's a color correction that happens through the webcam that is sad. And it might have to do with having yellow lights too. I don't know. But like, literally, this was all green, guys, and now all of this is like dark red again. It faded to dark red, and then there's all this up here that's now blonde, question mark? This in here is kind of the orangey that I'm used to it fading to. But all of this is like, many hairdressers have told me that red is the color that fades out of your hair the quickest. Now, I remember having a chat with Trade Chat one time where she was like, dude, I've dyed my hair pink so many times that if I put another color over the pink, that color will fade and the pink will still be there. The pink literally like won't fade past a certain point anymore. I was like, that's interesting. And I'm wondering if that has now happened to my hair, that I have like dyed it red so many times that the areas where it's been dyed red are just like, nope, we're red now, forever. we're just red. So you can put whatever color you want on there, honey, but it's just gonna come back to the dark red, which cracks me up. Oh, and it's funny too, because I keep getting compliments on this. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, your hair is so pretty. Like, what did you do to it? And I'm like, I washed it. It's like the only answer I have. I went in the shower a few times, and now it's this. It's so funny to me. So yeah, been thinking about that a lot. Specifically my friend Umatani, who is the one who directs Mobile Show, and we shot Mobile Show today. You're welcome, any of you who are on Twitter and saw that picture. But he dyes his hair all the time, same as I do. And he and I were talking about different colors that like really stick to our hair, because most of the time his hair just looks blonde, because whatever color he puts in just washes out so fast. But it's the same for him, where the red or pink that he would put in, depending, would be the one that just kind of like sat there for a while. Like it would fade to a certain point and then it would just be like, I'm good. I'm just going to sit here. So I don't understand why so many hairdressers have told me that red fades quicker than any other color, because it seems like a lot of people have trouble getting rid of the red if they don't want it anymore. It's like black, except not as bad. Because with black hair is really, really hard to get rid of. Sometimes it fades to like a chocolatey color, but for the most part, if you do raven black, it's there. It's there. So you get a good bang for your buck. You just have to touch up your roots all the time. But yeah, I've been told a few times that I need to try black again. But every time I do black, everybody's like, God, that color is so like it just drags all of your features down. I'm like, all right. It's like too dark for me, apparently. But look, depending on whether or not I live in a sunny place, my hair is lighter or darker, which is true of many people. So like living in a very sunny place now, my hair is coming in a lot lighter than I think I've ever seen it before. It's like a dusty blondie color. But before, if you will look at my eyebrows, this is the color that I'm used to my hair coming in as, like brown, just brown. So, I don't know. I don't even remember what my point was anymore. I don't remember. But hair, guys, hair. Oh, the point was that like I had hair that was almost dark for a long time, if that makes sense. It wasn't like it wasn't Italian dark like my mom's hair is, but you know, it was brown. I'm wondering, I'm so curious about this, how often this happens and if this has happened to anybody else. So when I was born, my hair was really dark, like black. And my mom was so excited because she thought maybe she was going to have a baby that looked very Italian and had like the Italian dark hair and all of that, like she does. And then as I got older, it turned like blonde, and curly. And then my dad was like, yeah, she's taken after me. She has the blonde hair with the curls. Yeah. And then after I got my first haircut, the curls never came back. And as I got older, my hair just turned more and more like middle of the road brown. And I wonder how often that happens. Like how often kids are born with a certain hair color and then it completely changes like more than once as they're getting older. That's so funny to me. I'm just like, how did that happen? It must have been heartbreaking. Oh my gosh, that must have been the most heartbreaking thing. To like cut off my curls and then have them never come back. I don't remember it, so it's not too bad for me. As far as I know, my hair has been stick straight my whole life. But it gets like a weird wave to it sometimes. But for the most part, it's just straight. My brother gets like pretty waves. Pretty waves in his hair after it hits a certain length. Not mine. Mine's like, hey, were you in a ponytail? Then I guess I'll like stick out a little. But otherwise, I'm just gonna sit here and be doing a thing. Yeah. Look at all this weird color. Guys, look at all of this. Like, look, like, it's red. It's red. The red is never leaving. It's just gonna be there for life. To be fair, though, this is like kind of fox hues. I'm cool with that. I'm always down for that. Somebody was asking me the other day, I was not kidding when I was saying that this was going to be a coffee time about my hair again, because I just want to talk about it. Somebody was asking me on Twitter, I think, maybe during Bullseye U, I can't remember, about whether or not I would do the foxtails again. So for those of you who have been with me for the last year and a half, I guess, maybe that's when I got rid of them, I used to, when I first started this channel, and for a long time after, I had big white strips right in the front. And then the rest of my hair would change colors. So it was very hard to maintain. And at some point, like, the other colors that I had dyed my hair had bled into the white bits so many times that they refused to be white anymore. And so I just kind of gave up. I can't remember if I dyed them on accident the first time, but after that it was just kind of like, well, they're another color now, and I'm going to literally destroy my hair if I try to bleach them again, so I'm not going to. But yeah, so I was asked directly, but I've been asked this a lot, whether or not I would bring the foxtails back, and right now I'm trying not to bleach my hair at all because it got so damaged. There were areas of my hair where it had absolutely, like, broken off that I didn't even realize until I got a haircut, and my hair mom was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?" Like, areas where the hair was like this long, but the rest of the hair was longer, and I was like, "What?" It blew my mind. So I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to be real careful with my hair because I would rather have healthy hair. I would rather have healthy hair that I have to dye often in order to maintain a color than really damaged hair that I have to be concerned over. So those are my feelings. Those are all my current feelings about hair. I hope you enjoyed. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Tomorrow we have the very first of the newly named podcast, otherwise previously known as the TGS podcast, so feel free to join us for that. I think that it'll be at noon, like usual, on TB's Twitch channel, like usual. Again, when we say that nothing's really changing except the name, that's, we're being honest. So that'll be a thing, and then tomorrow night I'm going to be, Kate and I are gonna have a phone call, and then recording more Dead Space, which I'm completely caught up on uploading Dead Space, by the way, if you've been wondering where those are all uploaded now. And then I'm gonna start packing some more. So, yes, exciting. Okay. Hope you guys had a good day. Bye-bye. Mwah.